झूले झूले होला झूले कन्हैया पालना झूले झूले होला झूले
Rishi's friend
कन्हैया
Amit Ramjeet
पालना
is something of an expert on Creole culture and music, and indeed a singer himself. He sings Creole songs, Indian songs, and a mixture of the new and the old.
Yes, Mauritian music is a mixture of many musical styles because, as you know, we have different races, different cultures in Mauritius. We have African culture, European culture, Chinese culture, Indian culture, and it's a mixture of all these types of music. And before we had the descendants of slaves who sung the Sega, which is now the national music of Mauritius, which you won't find in any other corner of the world because it's a unique mixture, it's a unique type of music.
And what's happened to this unique music? Has it evolved?
Yes, it's evolved. It has evolved a lot with the advent of electronic music instruments. And first, before you used to have a Sega, a music which was played with very rudimentary types of instruments made of goat skin, wood, bamboo poles, iron bars and all that. And now it's evolved slowly, and we have a more sophisticated type of Sega, but it's still very rhythmic. You now have Indian lyrics in Sega music, and now you have this Sega which has obtained the influence of dance hall music, rap, hip-hop music, and you just have new styles coming, new variations coming on the Sega music itself. Mon zépé brûlait l'ordi fait, mon femme le téléphone. L'autre côté petit pégélé, mon femme le téléphone. Mon femme trop le téléphone.
After the collapse of sugar, Mauritians moved in a big way into textiles. They knitted and they sewed for the fashion industry. For a while it was a success story. Firms moved here from all over the world to take advantage of the relatively cheap labour. But then the fashion industry discovered cheaper labour elsewhere, in China, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and the international fashion houses moved on. One man didn't move, Francois Wu, a Mauritian of Chinese descent. He runs Compagnie Mauritienne de Textile, and in spite of the competition from China and elsewhere, he appears to be doing very well. His factory is huge, and he employs many, many hundreds of people, knitting, cutting, sewing, stitching for the major fashion chain shops of Europe and America. It's a spectacular place to visit. Lines and lines of brand new machines with a very diligent workforce making thousands of garments a day. I asked Francois Wu why he was so successful while others had thrown in the towel and gone elsewhere.
I think we are doing quite well because not only we have invested a lot in technology, in machine, infrastructure, but also we have invested a lot in people, right? I think what is making the difference today is the quality of the people and the people you have trained.
But how can you compete with countries that have much cheaper labour? How can you compete with that?
I think at the end of the day, certainly labour is a cost, and it's not disputable. And yet, right, there's labour and labour. If you have a better trained labour, right, not only on the skill, but even on the knowledge, I think still, if you go for niche market, you must be able to manage.
What is your niche?
My niche is fashion product, right, and to be on the market the fastest possible.
The fastest?
Yeah.
So how quickly can you turn something around? A new design comes in, how quickly can it be back on the market?
Listen, when we started 22 years back, we did have orders for 12 months. So delivery anytime, right, over 12 months. And for 12 months, it has been cut down to 9, to 6, to 3, right? And today we are delivering in between 2 to 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Are you the richest man in Mauritius?
No, I'm not the richest man, right? Far from the richest man. But
the second richest man?
No, not that. Far from it. I don't think the success of anyone is measured by how rich you are. But no other company has accomplished in a span of 10 to 3 years what we have accomplished from 20 workers, and today we are 10,000 people working, so meaning we are feeding 10,000 families in Mauritius.
Now you would think that with such a vibrant economy and an easy-going political climate where elections are held on time and power regularly changes hands without dispute, that the young and well-educated would be looking forward with much hope to a prosperous future. Rishi and I went to the university to ask students how they felt about their country.
Mauritius is developing, yeah, but at a very slow pace.
Slow pace?
Very slow, I think. So for me to have a career here in Mauritius, especially since I'm doing marketing, it's quite tight.
A lot of people say that Mauritius is developing very, very quickly.
Very quickly, maybe for them, but it's still being considered as a developing country, not a developed country.
Okay, so you're a bit depressed about the future.
Yeah, I can say that.
Okay. What about you?
Well, I'm Hassan. I'm studying management. We can hope for a brighter future, I must say. But still, we are the only Commonwealth country where English has actually regressed.
Is that something you regret, that people speak less English here now?
Yeah, of course. We were a British colony for more than a century, so it's a shame for us.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
Adida.
Okay. And what do you think about Mauritius's future? Is the future bright or not very bright or very dull?
Well, it's not very dull, but there are problems we need to cope with, like corruption. There is also the rate of criminality. There is also rate of unemployment.
You talk about corruption. Who's corrupt?
Well, corruption, we are 33rd in the world. So the officials, there are ministers, everywhere. There's a lot. Even in the ICAC, there is corruption.
In what?
ICAC.
What's that?
That's an organization against corruption.
Really?
I believe even in this there is.
Yeah.
I believe this.
Asiatique mélange avec l'Afrique, quand nous fait ça dans la musique, ça lui donne une jolie fusion, lui fait un magain vibration.
Rishi, you have this very optimistic picture about Mauritius, but these students, most of them are not very optimistic at all.
You know, this is age. When I was university at school myself, I used to think like them.
Yeah.
You know, when you're at this age, you tend to rebel. You don't agree with the authorities. You want to do something that maybe you have a view of what Mauritius should be. But then when you start working, when you see how the society is, you realize that it's not easy to change a society. But these people will have to change the society. It's them that who will change actually the society.
You're not very old yourself.
I'm 32.
Yeah.
In general, all the students, they might be 18 to 22, 23.
Yeah.
And in a country where you have free education, tertiary free education, this university is free.
Yeah.
You can have international world-class education free. So since...
so they should be grateful for what they're getting.
compared to other countries, if you say people go to university in England, that's a huge sum they have to pay.
Yeah.
Here it's free.
Amina, restez dormi de mon baba, restez dormi, Amina, gamatin moi conduit à toi.
And that's all from this special edition of Pick of the Commonwealth. My guide was Rishi Gopaul of the Mauritius Broadcasting Corporation. This programme was a production from the Commonwealth Broadcasting Association. Thank you for listening. Until next time, goodbye.
Charlie, oh, Charlie, arrête boire du vin banane. Quand tu bois du vin banane, toi gagne bébé de ciseaux. Charlie, oh, Charlie, arrête boire du vin banane. Quand tu bois du vin banane, toi gagne bébé de ciseaux.